Good afternoon. Welcome to Tech Talk Live. And today we have Celina Ryden with us. Isn't that exciting? Our beautiful Sweden. How are you guys today? We always talk about the weather a little bit. It's beautiful here. Absolutely beautiful. So I hope that wherever you are around the world, it's beautiful for you too. We have Celina. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Good evening on your end.
Yeah, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.
Yeah, over here we just hit, I don't know, 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and I
Yeah.
think where you are, it's what, 7 o'clock at night?
Yeah, it's
Oh
7.
my goodness. This is one
Yeah.
of the things I absolutely love about social media is it allows us to connect all around the world with,
Mm-hmm.
obviously today it's with our special guest, Celina Ryden.
Yeah.
Of course, following your blogs and as well as we all know is that your name becomes a topic of like exactly how to say it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I don't have the twirly tongue thing, so I don't get to
yeah.
say it as beautiful as it really is. But can you share with us how your name is really pronounced?
Okay, so my real name is Celina Ryden.
I love it. It sounds so sexy.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
good. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. I know that, following your vlogs and stuff over the years, that always comes up as a topic. And you're right. In the States, I think a lot of, well, myself, we don't have that, I don't know, power of the tongue, I guess, to kind of twirl it around and make things sound so much more beautiful. But with your accent and all of that, it's absolutely beautiful. So,
Yeah.
Celina, thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing your time today on Tech Talk Live.
Yeah,
We have guests
of
coming on
course.
like crazy right now, so I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
can see all the names popping up, but
Oh yeah, I see a couple. They're rolling in.
they're coming in.
Yeah.
Um, so Celina, we always want to know a little bit more about you, how you got started in the
Hmm.
nail industry, but your story actually goes way back even before the nail industry. Being a dancer and a choreographer and in gymnastics and all of
Mm.
that. And and I've learned that over the years, what we've done in our past only helps set the foundation for our future
Mm.
and other things that we do. And so that made you, even though it was dance and stuff, but it made you more comfortable, camera ready, and all of that
Mm.
for
For
everything that you're
sure.
doing. So, can you share with us a little bit about your life, who
All
you
right.
are?
Okay, so well, I think that everything started, I would say, it was right after I finished Swedish high school, and I got into nails because of a friend. She was working at my first ever job at a cafe, and she was modeling for a nail school, and I asked her if she could get me in, and I could start modeling as well. So I did, and I just fell in love with it. I was 19 at the time, so I decided to start my own company and get into nails. I got my license in Sweden. We have like diplomas, but and I worked at a nail salon for about 9 months. It was with the same. It was the same distributor for the brand that I took my basic training with. She had a salon, and I worked at that salon for about 9 months. And I more or less ran out of there. And I promised myself that I would never work with women ever again because there were just too much drama going on. I was the youngest one, and they apparently felt very threatened for some reason. So I was very disappointed with the whole nail industry. I got to borrow a room at my grandfather's apartment, so I kept the nails on the side. I was still doing it, but that was what it was like 13 years ago, and no one knew about nail art. They knew nothing about fun nails. They wanted to do French or a solid color. If someone wanted to do like a little Swarovski on the pinky, they were like Lady Gaga fashion, awesome,
Yeah.
super cool. There was nothing going on. So I was very disappointed with the whole thing. And I got into dancing. because I did have a gymnastics background, both as a gymnast and a coach. So I got into dancing and I started my dance career at 19 or 20 even, and things just took straight off from there. So I was working as a professional choreographer and a dancer for about 10 something years. I worked as a magician's assistant for about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was pretty cool. And I've been doing all the biggest or gigs in Sweden, been traveling and all that. And then when I was about, I don't know, 20, maybe I was like 27 or 28, I felt like it was time to actually get away from that industry or that business as well, because your body can only take so much, and I was in a lot of pain. So my dad said, well, you need to get your money from somewhere. And he suggested I would try out nails again, because I have been keeping it on the side, but at that time, there was no Facebook, no YouTube, no like social media. I didn't know anything about the nail industry whatsoever. I didn't know what was going on. And I told him, you know what? I hate nails. Nails are so freaking boring. I don't want to get into nails because it's just so freaking boring. And he just kept on nagging and nagging. And after a while, I was like, okay, just screw it. I'm gonna apply for something. I found like a hairdresser, so I could sit at his salon for free. So I did that, and I got into the industry. I was like, whoa, what is going on? It was just like completely different. And I kind of felt like, well, the world is ready for me now. And I started doing, different designs on every different nail, or like the different nails, and people thought I was mental. Like they thought it was the craziest thing they've ever seen in entire life. I started doing ballerina shapes, and I got so much hate because people thought it was the most ugliest thing that I've ever seen. And I got all my dance, like famous Swedish dance or like artists, singers, friends to come to me and do nails, and I promoted myself as being the new big thing.
Yeah.
I had no clue what I was doing, but after a while, like 6 months later, Sony Music called me and asked me if I wanted to do Kesha's nails. So Kesha flew into Sweden and I did her nails. I still didn't know what I was doing, and she called me again 6 months later, wanted me to do her nails again, and then everything just kind of blew out of
Yeah.
the park. So that's how it started, and then it just grew bigger, I guess.
It's kind of that fake it till you make it kind of
Oh,
thing.
for sure. I mean, fake it till you make it has been my motto since day one. That's the most important thing ever. Because, you need to start somewhere. And if you're afraid to fake it, you're never gonna make it. Because eventually, you notice that at one point, like, oh shit, I'm actually not faking anymore. I'm actually doing it for real. But so you never know when that transition
Yeah.
kind of happens, which is pretty cool.
So true. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the burger restaurants or any restaurant that they'll claim that they're the best in the town or the best in the state, but really there's nothing to back it up and nobody can really fight it. And so they get to say that and then people are like, "Oh, well they're the best, I have to go."
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
later on they actually kind of do, or hopefully they do.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing, or I actually I've been turning big artists like down actually. I had to turn Mariah Carey down because I didn't, I was like they called me and I was like, well, I have, if she comes to the salon I can do it, but I'm not gonna go to the hotels anymore. It's just I
Oh
don't like
yeah.
it. It's too much work. And they were like, no, 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 she can't come. Please, please, please come to the hotel. I'm like, nope, she can come here. I'm not going anywhere. And
Yeah.
then apparently they got someone else to do it. And then the day after they called me again. They were like, she's so disappointed. Please come and do her nails. I'm like, yeah, she can come here. But no, it never happened.
Yeah.
And then I was standby for Nicki Minaj once. Unfortunately, they didn't have time to do nails, but I was on standby for 4 day. That would have been pretty cool to do her nails.
Yeah. And we know that our best work is going to be in our studio where we have access
Yes.
to all of our stuff. And so when we go to a motel, sometimes the lighting's not right. Sometimes the temperature is not right. And so who's to say you would have delivered your best work, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a struggle, you know. I love doing the work with Kesha because she's such an amazing artist and person in general. And but it was crazy. I was sitting at the end of the bed with my UV light in my lap. She was sitting like this, getting her hair done, getting her makeup on, singing and nails and talking and preparing for X Factor. So I mean, I had 1.5 hours to do something amazing, and it was the
Yeah.
most craziest time ever. I don't like doing that. I don't like it,
Yeah.
but
I
she was
can see.
amazing.
Yeah. So, Celina, I have to apologize. Normally, as we well know, I can read all of the comments and stuff. So I don't know if you can see the comments. I can only see who's
Yeah,
watching.
yeah,
And I tested it, and I
yeah, I
can
can
make a
see a little
comment, but
bit.
we can't read them.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
can.
really bummed about that. So
Yeah.
we can either stop this live and restart it, and hopefully it will come, or you can talk a little bit, and I'll go run and grab my computer, and I can read them off my computer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so what do you want me to talk about?
So here's one of the things. So, one of the things that people always want to know is how did you get to the next level? So we know that you went to your schooling and got your education, which we all know that only gets us the education to pass.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
after that, we seek mentors and we seek the next level so that we can get more advanced. So how did you reach out to become a brand ambassador? Did they contact you? How did you get yourself to the next level? And then I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So, well, first of all, of course, you need to start somewhere. My education was, to be honest, crap, and this was, as I said, it was 13 years ago. So it was not as developed maybe as it is now. We were not talking about chemistry, diseases, or anything. It was just kind of, yeah, this is how you slap the nails on and off you go. So after that, of course, you need to take charge, and you need to, well, take charge of your own business and your own growth. As I said, at that time when I had my education, that was 13 years ago, there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook, there was nothing. And I mean, it's hard to develop your skills when you don't have like anyone to turn to, because I couldn't turn to my distributor because, she didn't know too much about nails or anything. So as I said, I took a break, and then when I got back, it was maybe like yeah, 5 years ago, and we had YouTube. I think YouTube was just starting out, and then you can start looking, or especially like Instagram. I think I've taken a lot of inspiration from Instagram, just looking at people's work. And then I switched over to Light Elegance, and I got a lot of help from Light Elegance to develop my
And you
knowledge and
can
all
start
that.
looking, or especially like
Oops,
Instagram.
does
Sorry.
it work? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got it, and I can see
Oh,
comments.
awesome. Perfect.
Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt. Keep going.
No, no, no problem. Yeah, so yeah, just looking, I would say looking at Instagram, I started out just looking at people's work. Like, what does the shape look like? How do I want my nails to look like? How can I kind of copy whatever I see? And I'm not talking about like designs. I'm just talking like its shape in general. And so yeah, I mean, I didn't have someone really to help me, but I think for me, it was just that I had that passion. So it just drives me to learn and learn and learn. And, eventually I got in contact with the amazing Light Elegance, of course. And I got a really close relationship with Jim McConnell, who's amazing. And he has taught me so much about chemistry and all that. So, um, yeah, just meeting the right people, I guess, just as you said, having a mentor, some sort. And having, I guess, your favorite YouTubers that can
Yeah.
help you out in certain ways.
Yes, absolutely. And we hate to say, because sometimes there's a lot of things on YouTube and social media and stuff like that that aren't the facts. And that's actually one
Mm,
of the reasons why we started Tech Talk Live is so that we can get in contact with these people and get the facts directly from them. And what we find is that they're completely approachable. I mean,
mm,
here I've never met you. I message you, just a private message and said, "Hey, would you
mm.
be willing to do this?" And I
Yeah.
think people think that when you come like a nail celebrity, they think that you're unapproachable or they would never talk to me,
Mm,
whatever. And what we have found is that when we bring you on Tech Talk Live, you're more than willing to come on and teach and
mm.
educate and help. And it's more than your YouTube. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, you are on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter,
Mm,
YouTube, Facebook. You have a
mm,
website.
mm.
Like I
Yeah.
call it social chaos. I don't even know how you
Uh,
can manage all of those, or do you have a team behind you to help you?
oh
How
no,
do you
it's
manage
just me.
that?
It's just me. Well, I think that you need to focus on three platforms and then kind of rank them one, two, three. So my most important platform right now is YouTube. However, it takes the most time, of course. It takes people. I don't think that people really do understand how much work that goes into having a YouTube channel because well, I even invested in my own filming studio because I wanted it to be perfect. So I would
Mhm.
say for me right now, it's YouTube, then Instagram, and then Facebook. And then what I do is that I just combine everything. So I cross share all my content, and then I just kind of grab people from everywhere and try to make sure that they are active on every single platform, because then if I post something on YouTube, I can bring people in from Facebook and from Instagram, and vice versa. I don't use like Pinterest in that sense. I'm there, but I don't use it. Same thing with Twitter. It never actually took off in Sweden, so I just automatically share it from my Instagram. So I don't really do anything, but it's important to be there because at one point someone might find me on my Twitter and then they're gonna jump over to one of my other platforms where I'm active. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, when it comes to that, I love your drive because you're self-driven. You've been able to
Mm,
prove that through all of this, that you just have, whether it's the passion or it's that, we all have that
mm.
little competitive side of us. It's not that
Yeah.
we want to compete to put somebody else down. We want to compete within
Mm-hmm.
ourselves to be
Yeah, yeah,
better and
yeah.
to like, know I can do this better. I know I can do this different.
Yeah.
And sometimes putting ourselves out on social media, that makes us kind of rise up a little bit and go,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I have to do perfection because this is going everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
How do you separate? Because a lot of these social media sites are like DIY at home techs and then pro techs.
Mm,
How, we're sharing knowledge with the DIY, but we're also sharing that this is a top product and that when
mm,
you go get your nails done, these are the things that you should look for. And so there's a double-edged sword,
mm.
I guess. So how do you separate and make all the comments and respond to everybody? Do you try to only do it to professionals or you just do it to everybody and wing it?
Well, that was actually one of the discussions I had with myself before starting my YouTube channel, because one side of me is very protective of that part, that um, Light Elegance is a professional brand. I have my classes. I don't wanna reveal too much of my work, obviously, and it was kind of a dilemma for me. But at the end, it was like, well, this information is going to get out there anyway, and if I can help someone, that is just if it's someone that's not a professional nail tech, if I can help them and then push them to like or help them to get into the professional world, that's awesome. So that's kind of where I'm right now. I reached out, of course, with the Light Elegance products. That's for the professional nail techs because they have the opportunity to buy the product. But then with the techniques and everything, you have clients looking at the videos just because it's entertainment. Same thing
Yeah.
with DIYs. some people think that it's entertainment, some people think that, you know, it's great inspiration, and then eventually they want to they want to invest in education. So I mean,
Yeah,
I know what you
I
mean,
know.
but at the same time, it is what it is. Social media is what it is right now, and you need to take
Yeah.
the good with the bad, even though it's not bad, but you know what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly that. And so that's what the point that I wanted to make is that
Mm,
sometimes what you see on YouTube is what we're willing to share with
mm,
everybody. But what we do in our workshops and what we do on our websites and what we do,
mm.
face to face, our one-to-ones is different. And so what I
Yes,
have found is that everybody that's an educator that has a YouTube, they say, I share a portion of this, but you'll notice that I don't share it all. And
yes,
so I want to always make that clear to our professionals that are in the group that if you really want the true knowledge, it's not just always on YouTube. You're going to get an idea of it. Where you want the true knowledge is signing up for your workshops and going to your website and all of
exactly.
that.
Yeah, that's true. And I've had a lot of comments on that when I don't share everything. And sometimes I even bring up the fact that, you know, this specific nail on this set, I'm not going to show you because that's something that I do at my classes, and I don't want to rip my students off because they already paid a lot of money to see it. And then you will always have those people that think that I'm a bitch and, you know, I'm the worst person ever because I don't show everything. But that's just how it is. I mean, at
We need them.
first, yeah, at first I was kind of, you know, bummed down because, you know, it's not fun to hear or read those kind of comments. But at the same time, if they don't get it, they don't get it. And I'm always going to respect my students and of course myself, because it's my work and there's no actual reason for me to give everything out for free. So
Yeah.
but I do it anyway. I give some portions of it for free.
Yes. We call them teasers on TikTok
Oh
worldwide. We're like,
yeah,
okay, so we're going to show you these designs. These are kind of teasers,
yeah,
get you some education.
exactly.
However, some of the more detailed stuff that we have to invest in ourselves, they need to be paid for. And you know what? If you start looking at what we charge for education, it is such a small fee compared to what we're going to take away from that. And usually I find it's like one or two nail appointments reimburses us for the education. That's it. That's all it
Mm,
takes is just
yeah.
that. And so it's worth it. And we all
Mm,
know that it takes education and keeping up with trends and
mm,
ever changing trends to keep us motivated and going. Because, like what you said before, is you know what? It wasn't for you. You actually didn't like it. I went through parts of that. I've been a nail tech for 26 years. And let me tell you, thank goodness for ever changing trends because
yeah.
it kept me motivated and passionate going in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Teresa wants to know if you have any pictures of your first year's work and that you inspire her so much.
Oh, well, thank you. And no, actually, I don't. I think I have a couple of pictures from, you know, a couple of years in, but I don't have any pictures from like my first year, and that is so sad. And that just proves how freaking old I am. I'm not old, but I feel like I'm 100 years old because there were no cameras. I had a digital camera and it was so crappy. And I didn't even bother to take pictures because, there was no social media. Why were I supposed to like take pictures of something that, I was never going to show anyone anyway? So I don't have, oh my God, it bugs me. It bugs the hell out of me, but I don't have any pictures. I would love to have like a picture of my first set ever, but I don't. And that sucks.
Me too. I
Mm,
actually do have a picture and it's oh, they used to do now everything's like on a canvas, but it used to be on like a,
yeah,
a foam core board and it's
yeah,
blown up. I think it's like 11 by 17 and it
yeah.
was turned in these nails, of course, they were done in polish because we didn't have gel polish, but I was doing artwork in the early 90s and same thing as you. People were like, I don't know, that's too much. I just want French. Maybe just do it on one. But I had a few
Mm,
clients that would just let loose and let me have fun. And I remember I did three colors and it would be color blocking these days.
yeah.
And I turned it into Nails Magazine and they published it. And so I blew it up because I'm like, I
Oh,
got published. But I look back at those nails. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So that's my earliest set, and they're awful, but at the time they
Yeah.
were fabulous.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if I should be happy or sad that I don't actually have any footage of my first nails. I'm pretty sure that it sucked and it was awful because, you know, I'm not gonna blame anyone else, but I did have a pretty crappy teacher. When I look at, I'm sorry, she doesn't even work in the industry anymore. Yeah, but when I look at her nails, I actually found a couple of pictures of that. It was like, oh, okay. Hopefully my work was a little bit better. But yeah, yeah, maybe I should be happy that I don't have any pictures of
Yeah.
it. Yep.
And isn't it so true? It's not the picture, because the picture is going to show you what it looked like right when you got done, and it's going to show when it's fresh, right? It's going to show the
Yeah.
art. But really, to be a good true tech, it's 3, 4 weeks later when they come back, what they
Mm.
look like.
Oh
Did the
yeah.
retention hold up and all of that? And so I can say that I've definitely become a better tech over the years. Not, I mean, my art is kind of the same. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
cycles through like foiling's big again and all of that, but really it's the retention that got better. And so if you don't have good structure and you don't have good shape, you kind of just have some pretty looking nails
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
aren't going to
for sure.
last.
I always tell my students that, well, you can't really polish a turd, so you need to have the structure down before doing any type of nail art, for sure.
I've heard you say that on your vlogs. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
funny. And so, you have so many followers, on your blog and all of that. And you really tie in a lot of personal, you tie in kind of
yeah.
behind the scenes stuff. And truthfully, your side job should be a critic for food because you're
Oh
always at
yeah.
a restaurant or a pub, travel, motels, all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I bet you could get paid another big bucks, have a whole sideshow doing that.
Well, I'm trying to get a collaboration with a travel agency here in Sweden because I do travel that much. So
Mhm.
we'll see what happens. It would be fun because I do love doing more type of review videos, especially on airlines and flying because I think I counted that for this year only. I think I've been on a plane 17 or 18 times this year.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so I do know a lot about planes and airlines and airports. I live at airports. That's what I do.
You could totally have a side job doing that.
Oh
That
yeah,
would
for
be
sure.
really great. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that would benefit you on your professional level too. And we know that it's all a tax write-off because it's for work related.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you're in Sweden. So once I know if you go to your website, and which we'll put it on here at celinaryden.com, but on your website you always list where you're, going to be at for the year and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the rest of your year look like?
So I am, well, I recently just got back from Dubai. So I've been in Dubai for a week working and just got home a couple of days ago. And then, well, now the 29th, I'm going to Orlando. So first 3 days, I'm actually going to have fun with my friend Rob and Liz Morris, the Nail Hub. So we're going to
Yeah.
be at Universal Studios and Disney World for 3 days. So
Oh
that's going
my
to be
goodness.
amazing. And then, of course, I'm going to be at the, what is it called? Nails Network event, social event thingy. And then I'm going to be at the show, Premiere Orlando. And then I go home for a couple of days. And then I go back to Vegas. So I'm gonna do a couple of classes and then be at the show. I'm gonna take July off. And then I might do Philadelphia, maybe London with Nail Olympia, and I'm going to Belgium. And what else? I'm doing a couple of classes in Sweden, working right now with like Swarovski Europe. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of things going on.
Oh my goodness. I can
Yeah.
say that I admire you so much, and you really are living that like nail tech dream, even beyond nails. You're just that world traveling and be able to
Mm.
like work, or claim it as work when really it's just
Yeah.
fun and play.
Yeah.
But that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
I
I
mean,
mean it's fun, but it's still, I mean, it's so much work. I sometimes I don't even have time to go to the bathroom. It's extreme. And I know that people might see it as like very glamorous and kind of like that, but there's so much work going into all this traveling and just sitting on a flight for 10 hours. You get so tired, and then you're supposed to get up the day after and then be like 110% like super awesome and do your best, and so it's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of work, but of course it's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for sharing them on lives and stuff like that because it helps keep us motivated and inspired
Yeah,
and know
for
that
sure.
it's real. We just have to put ourselves out there and
Yeah.
find our right mix. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
there are a few questions on here, and I don't know how technical
Hmm.
you want to get to talking about work stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
but Kim says it says, I don't have a bit from Light Elegance, but what
Mhm.
bit is the best to file down gel? And that way, and doesn't have the heat spike to it that she could
Mhm.
order from Light Elegance.
Well, I was a part of choosing the bits that we have for Light Elegance. So we have Speedy, we have Preppy, and Smoothie. And Speedy is, the best bit I've ever laid my hands on. It's amazing. I would say the gel is more or less, it just melts off, and it has that special coating so you don't get that heat spike really, and then it's a safety bit as well. So Speedy from Light Elegance.
Yeah. And so is that something they go directly to Light Elegance and order it from, or do you have a website that they can order it from you so that you can get the kickback on that as well?
I don't have like I don't sell any products myself. So they would have to go to lightelegance.com, and if they are not located in the States, they should have, a distributor in their country. And if they don't, just send an email to sales@lightelegance.com, and they will, probably help out and see if they could find, the closest distributor.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I
Yeah.
apologize. I feel like I'm being rude. I'm going through comments really
Oh
fast, and of
no.
course, it turns my way. But
Of
um,
course.
so there's just lots of love for you. I mean, you
Yeah.
are so admired from not only nail techs, but obviously the entire world. And so I like to do what I call favorites. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to throw out really fast, like three top favorites. And then whatever the first thing that comes to your mind, just share that.
Oh my
Okay.
God. All right.
Yeah, I know the pressure. It's real,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah. Oh
Okay.
my God.
Favorite city you visited?
Oh, actually, I would say Vegas when it comes to shows. I'm not. It's funny because I don't really like Vegas in that sense because I don't gamble or anything, but it's one of my favorite shows. I don't know what it is, but I do love it there.
I think that it, once again, it's one of those cities. I mean, I know there's lots of cities, but it's 24 hours. I mean, no
Mm,
matter what time you go
mm-hmm.
in,
Yeah,
it's lit up, it's fun. Everywhere you
yeah.
go is a different theme, so you're
Oh
not
yeah,
like into just one theme. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite food?
Pasta.
Ah,
Yeah.
because on your vlogs, it seems like it always, you guys are always stopping to get something to eat, and you always like show us a picture and stuff of that.
Oh
And so you always,
yeah. Yeah.
kind of
Well,
just curious.
the funny thing when I do videos and pictures from my breakfast is actually because of my dad, because he has a thing for a hotel breakfast. So that's why I'm taking pictures of it, because I need to show him.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. And
Yeah.
did your dad kind of follow all your nail stuff too, or does he
Oh
kind
yeah.
of just watch
Oh
a
my
little
God.
bit?
Yeah. He's like my he's kind of part of the company, of course. The funny thing is that I'm actually doing his life, back in the days, but with a totally different niche. So I'm doing the travel thing. I'm being at trade shows, doing nails. But when he was, most active with his work, he was traveling to the States once a month at least, and he was doing trade shows. All of his friends were in the States, so we have pretty much the same life. But he was working with like medical type of machines, stuff like that. So we are doing the same thing but different themes.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That
Yeah,
just makes it so extra special and extra sweet to have.
yeah.
Like my mom is mine. My mom's in well, I don't think she's in our Tech Talk Worldwide, but she gets added to all my workshops because she'll call me and she'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm right in the middle of a live."
Yeah.
"Oh, which one? Where are you?" "Oh, I'm just, oh, you look so beautiful today." Or "You should not wear your hair up like that. It needs to be down." Like it's
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say like I got the artistic side from my mom, and then I got the marketing business side from my dad. So I get the best of both worlds, I guess.
Oh, that's so precious. I love hearing stories like that because it keeps
Yeah.
us grounded. You know, as
Yeah.
much as we're traveling, as much as um, kind of as big as we can get ourselves, we can
Mm.
still go home and it's just the same old normal thing at home.
Oh yeah.
Keeps us
Yeah.
completely grounded.
When I travel, I talk to my parents and my boyfriend every day.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Just it makes us love you even more. Yeah, I was gonna tease that the only page that I could not find from you when because I like to do like a random just to Google your name, find out what else kind of comes up. The only
Mm.
thing I couldn't find on you because you were on everything was just a fan club page. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so there's
Yeah.
there's a new adventure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
You could honestly, I mean, you kind of already have it, but you could honestly have a reality TV show where, instead of you walking around with your own camera doing this, you could have a professional crew following you around because you have
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what we would think is kind of interesting, but like what we're talking about, the different motels and different
Mm-hmm.
travels and all of that,
Yeah.
you're definitely
And
somebody that we would want to watch. And you're
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm trying to do with my YouTube. Kind of have that reality show feeling to it.
Yeah.
Because I love the part of it because it's a great way to connect on a deeper level with your followers. So I love doing it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, well, you're good at it. So one of the topics that comes up a lot that we can see is that you always love to change your hair color.
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite hair color so far that you've gone?
This one for sure.
Is it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna stick with this for a while. I just ordered some more like of the yellow color, so it's probably gonna be right outside my door in an hour. But I'm gonna go back to the place where I do my hair on the 28th, so it's gonna be the day before I go to Orlando, and then just kind of make sure that I get some more color in here, and then it's gonna look smashing before the Orlando trip.
Oh, how fun. I know
Yeah.
the girls and admin on my group here, they tease me. I'm the only one that doesn't have color in my hair. They have pink and purple and turquoise and all the colors. So I tease and I'm also a face painter. And so
Yeah.
I'd go grab my face paint and put it in my hair on some of the lives just to give them color and say, look what I did. I said, but here's the difference. When you start getting gray like what I do, then we can
Mhm.
talk about you adding other colors in your
Oh
hair.
yeah.
But
You know
I
what?
have a color you guys don't have.
I have so much gray hair. It's crazy. I started getting gray hair at when I was like 27. People don't really notice that, but I do have a lot of gray hair. I do.
That's why we keep it colored.
Oh
Job
yeah.
security for our hairdressers, right?
Oh yeah, 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 for sure.
So when it comes to nails, what's okay, so let me back up just a little bit because one of the
Mhm.
things that kind of it would be probably my biggest irritant is when somebody posts a picture of some nails that they've done and they look stunning, they're beautiful. And then people are like, oh, well, those are too flared or those are too tapered, or I don't know why you would do that.
Mm,
And that's the part of our career is that we are artists and we
mm,
please our client. Our
mm,
client is that's what they want. And sometimes it's our job to kind of steer them like, well, with your nail shape, this would be a better one or whatnot. But so you were talking about the ballerina earlier, and people
mm.
were like, oh my gosh, that's awful. But
Yeah.
yet, wait, give it some time, and you will realize that the ballerinas, the stilettos, the triangle nails, the whatever,
Mm.
it's up to the client. It's what they want. And so, out of all the shapes that you've been able to do, what's your favorite? And then, is it the one that you do all the time?
I would say, okay, so I can't show you my nails up close right now because it's a secret, but this shape right here is what I wear all the time. And if I can choose, that's what I do. And I tend to always choose that if I'm doing like a demo at a class and I'm just gonna show whatever a baby boomer. I tend to choose this shape because that's my favorite right now. So I would say yeah,
Yeah.
like a pointy almond. Or these are actually more like a little bit more oval, but pointy almond slash oval is kind of where I'm right, at right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, likewise, in the salon, most of my clients do a really short nail. And so they always want it kind of a schoolable squared, round off the sides. It's almost like
Mm,
the same. So when
Yeah.
I have an opportunity to play around, I do the same thing. I always go for like an almond, or I go for
Yeah.
not quite a stiletto because those you need a little bit longer nail, but I still kind of keep it real. And it's funny, I'll spend the time like on prom girls will come in and I'll get to do that. And like a week
Yeah.
later, they're like, can you shorten these and make them squares with
Uh,
the sides rounded? So it
uh,
always takes me back to the same shape, but it's not what I like to do. I
mm.
always like to ask that one as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I
So
have, I'm very lucky because my clients, they all wear pretty much this shape. I would say pointy almond or ballerina. That's pretty much
yeah.
all of my clients right now.
At, so behind the scenes, I've always asked our admin team, I ask our members and stuff, who would you like to see on Tech Talk? And your name has come up multiple times, which
Oh, really?
obviously, I wanted to reach out to you, even myself, you'd be on my top five. And so when I ask them, like, well, what is it, like an experience or something? And then Becky, who is one of our admins, said that she was at one of the shows and you actually did a nail on her. So she's like, I actually got, a nail done by Celina. And so I wanted to say, like, what shape? Did she do any design? Like you always want to go
Oh,
to there's always one more question in there. And thank goodness for the ever changing trends and all of that. So um, I know a lot of these people that come to you at the shows, it's always like, whatever you want to do.
hmm.
So you want to do that shape. So what kind of art? Is it glitters? Is it something hand art? What is it that you just like I don't know, your go-to design, I guess.
I think it depends on the trends that are, everyone is talking about. Like for last year, I had to do like 50 rose quartz in one day. That's all I did the entire day because that's what, people wanted to see. And I think in general, it's just kind of, what the trends are and you kind of just go with it. Um, I don't really like being put on the spot at the show when people just say like kind of do whatever you want to do because it puts a lot of pressure on you. And I mean, even though I have my YouTube channel and my social medias and I'm doing all this, I'm still very, very insecure. I mean, that's just how it is. I'm actually a very shy and insecure person. So, of course, it puts you on the spot, and then you just go for something that like you don't have to think, you just do it. So like a rose quartz, for example, I don't even think, I just do it. Or do something mandala type of style like hippie shake. So yeah, I tend to choose designs that I feel comfortable with. Sometimes I wing it, but it's if I feel like I have a person in my chair that I feel comfortable with, then I can wing it. But usually I just go for something that's very trendy at the moment, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
So where is like one of your, I don't know if it's social media or you look at their clothes, but where do you go for inspiration when you just do have to kind of wing it and they're like, do whatever? What's the first thing that kind of pops into your mind?
Well, it comes it very much it comes down to my client because, for example, if I have my hippie shake, my Tove, that's her real name. Uh, Usually she knows that she has to pick a color theme. Usually she goes with turquoise and blue. But then it's like, well, do you have any like do you wanna go more astrology? Do you wanna do like more witchcraft type of symbols? So they always give me, well, I tend to force them to give me a theme that I can work or
Yeah.
get a spin out of. So no, I force them to give me a theme, and then I go to Google, and then I Google symbols, color themes. I never ever ever Google like let's say like rose quartz nails or galaxy nails. So I think that is something very important for everyone to keep in mind, that if you want to be original and you want to set your own style, you need to go straight to the source of the thing that you are trying to do. So don't ever Google galaxy nails or something like that. Always go straight to the source and Google galaxy. So
Yes.
that's what I do.
That's wonderful, wonderful advice because it helps keep you unique and it keeps you. I mean, we go for inspiration like on Pinterest or the Pinterest style and or whatever. We can go for inspiration for that, but the idea of always mimicking what they do doesn't personalize it, I guess. And so
Mm.
you want to take that and maybe another picture and then something like what you said off
Yeah.
of Google or whatever, and then make it your own. I
Oh
know I
yeah,
talk,
for
my
sure.
clients call it Amyizing it. And so
Mm-hmm.
do they have a nickname for you on something like that?
A nickname for me?
Yeah.
Like a general nickname.
Well, so like in the nail industry, they always say Amyize it, so like personalize it. And so I found
Oh, yeah,
like on
no.
Phoenix Van Dyke, they're like, do the Phoenix fix or, Phoenix, whatever. And so it's funny that
Yeah.
sometimes texts get kind of labeled, I guess.
No, I don't think so. Usually people just tend like if I have classes and some students, I mean, I love all of them. They're amazing and some of them they get a little starstruck. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's still I have a hard time, understanding it. It's in some way because it's just me. I don't understand how people can be starstruck with me, but they tend to tell me that you're the Shakira of nails, or you're the blah 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 of nails. So that's I think that's more of my nickname things, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no. Just like what you said, you know, how do I want to say this? Because I appreciate that people look up to us the way that they do. But I'm a tech in a salon, and now I have a home-based salon. Like I don't even have the big salon anymore. And it's because we share ourselves on social media so freely, and they can see that we're
Mm.
passionate and kind, and our heart, and that we're approachable. And so I did it was about a week ago or so. I had one of the members of our group contact me and said, I just really wanted your advice. I didn't want to post it in group. And of course, you respond. And then our conversation keeps going, and it's late, and I have to wear my glasses to text. So I finally was doing voice clips, and then I'm like, can we just video chat? And she's like, are you serious? I can video chat with you? So we video chatted for like an hour. And right when I got on, she was crying, and she was like, oh my God. And I don't get it. I'm like
Uh,
you. Like I'm like I appreciate it. I think it's
mm,
cool. But
yeah.
the reality is I'm just a tech just like what you
Oh
are.
yeah,
And
yeah,
there's nothing like I don't see that there's anything special about me that's anything different. And I make
yeah, yeah,
mistakes
yeah.
and I'm insecure and
Mm.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
real, we're fun.
I have the same thing, when I'm out on Instagram, I'm browsing, looking at different people's accounts, and then I like something and I comment like, "Oh my God, that's so beautiful." And then I get like I think that the account is amazing. Like this person does amazing nails, like stunning, beautiful nails. Like I could never do that. And then I get a response like, oh my God, Selena, you're my idol, blah, blah. I'm like, what? No, it should be the other way around. Stop it. Like you can't, no, no, I'm not your idol. I'm like your fan
I
right now. So
yeah.
that's my thing. I have such a hard time, understanding because in my opinion, or not opinion, but when I look at my work, I'm like anyone else. I'm nothing special. I just do nails, and I do a little bit of art, whatever. And yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna get it really.
Yeah.
It's.
And thank goodness you don't, because the ones that do take on the other role, they become
Mm,
not approachable and
mm,
they kind of lose sight of the being real, and you can feel that when you're watching
mm.
somebody. So I hope you always stay exactly the way that you are today, because you're a lot of fun and you are a great inspiration to all of us. And one of the things that you mentioned is the insecurities and stuff like that. I know for a fact. I mean, I'm on a time frame. I'm not doing competition nails. I have an hour from beginning to end to do a fill, do any
Mm.
repairs, do whatever artwork they want, and push them out the door, and another client comes in. And so, likewise, I can always look back at my pictures and go, do I really want to post this? Because look at that
Mm.
shaping's a little bit
Oh
odd,
yeah.
or that wasn't the best picture, or the lighting, and the insecurities come with that because we know that we're being looked at under a microscope.
Oh yeah,
And
for
so,
sure.
yeah. And so you have
Mm.
to just push past that and say, you know what, this is the best that I can do in that time frame.
Mm.
That people might not know the story behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
this is what I did in that hour and a half, and just be proud
Mm.
of that.
Yeah.
Like what you said with the insecurities, we appreciate that you opened up and told us that, because we all have that, and there's no
Yeah.
perfect set of nails. So,
Mm.
so let's talk a little bit about your brush line. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was last year that you came out with that.
Yeah.
I, I could guess of why you came out with the brush line, but do you want to share with us, like, what was your motivation when you're like, I need to do this?
Well, it did start out with Light Elegance. Just what we were talking, and I said, you guys, you need to have nail art brushes because I use nail art brushes and you need to have the best ones. So it was never a question about me doing a set of something with Light Elegance. I just wanted them to do awesome nail art brushes because I wanted it. I wanted to have the best nail art brushes. And so we started to work together, and I didn't really understand that they were gonna do it like a Celina thing with it. So they sent me a bunch of different, different brushes to try out. I even hand counted the bristles for each and every brush to make sure that, this is the perfect brush for me. I would like this one. And then I picked out 6 different brushes that I thought would fit into this kit. And, that would cover everything that I needed. So right before they launch, they just asked me, so could you please send us your signature? I'm like, why? And, they were like, well, it's going to be your brush kit. I'm like, really? Okay. So yeah, and then they did it, and I just tagged along, and I'm super proud about the brushes. I mean, I did work with Light Elegance for about a year to get them perfect, and I'm super proud of them. I use them every single day at the salon. They're amazing. So I'm
Oh
very
my
happy to have my name on them because they're the best ones. Absolutely.
yeah.
So
So Kim, who's one of our admin on our group, has your brush set, and
yeah.
she does a lot of her workshops and lives, and so your name gets pushed around a whole lot. And I can
Right.
tell you, she has me like, because I have so many brushes, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
lucky because in the nail industry, a lot of companies will send me things, and so I have so many that I'm like, oh, but I want
Yeah.
Selena's because
Yeah,
so
they are amazing. I love them. I never use anything else, and that's the honest truth. I don't use anything else. I only use my brushes. So because
so
yeah, I made them. So
yeah. And one of the neat things, so a while back you did a live, you were showing your sandwich technique, and actually you were with Susie Moscow
yeah.
on YouTube. That's what it was. And you were talking about the brushes, and I think Susie asked you something about brushes, and you're like, this is the brush I use. Like,
Yeah.
this is the brush that I use
Mm-hmm.
for all of these different things. And so it made you stop and go, I need that brush. And
Yeah.
so in the nail industry, I recently got told that I have the Oprah effect. And I
Mm-hmm.
know for a fact you do as well. And so it's like we go live with something and we're like, this is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you kind of need to warn the company in advance of what you were promoting because they need to make
Mm.
sure they have it on hand. And so
Yeah.
it's so true that we've been in the industry for so long that when there's something that truly is our favorite,
Mm.
we use it all the time. It becomes like that staple piece. Like
Yeah.
when with makeup, they always say, what would be the one thing that you would have? And people like mascara or lipstick. So
Mm-hmm.
out of all the lines of everything that you have, let's talk brush, let's talk product as well. What is the one brush that you're like, I have to have this brush?
Well, okay, if I put my nail art brushes aside because that is a must, but like just for color application and building, I would say if I can say 2, I have the oval number 4 from Light Elegance and then a gel polish bling brush from Light Elegance. Those are the ones that I have. I have a couple of the oval number 4. I use that for all my sculpting, and then I have the gel polish bling brush for all my glitters, all my colors, and then I have several like for darker glitters, lighter glitters, and same thing, with the colors. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
2 of my favorites.
Yeah, and I think it was actually your gel brush number 4 that you were talking about in that
Yeah,
particular video that I saw.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so out of product wise, I know this is kind of a hard question because there's so many, like, is it forms? Is it tips? Is it glue? Is it a brush? But let's talk, an additive or a glitter, some sort of a nail art must do. Like you were talking about rose gold earlier.
Hmm.
What is the one go-to that you're like, I have to keep this in my bag every time I travel?
I would say right now, because of the trends, ice pigment from the Pretties collection is amazing because it's just a white, neutral. type of pigment that you can put over anything, it is gonna look amazing. So it's
Yeah.
super fast. And I use that actually with the Fluff Daddy from my kit, my nail art kit. And then because it's so big, you know, it's a huge fan brush. So I take
Yeah.
the pigment and then dab it into the tacky layer, and it's pretty much poof, and then you're done. So yeah, that's, I would say that's something that could save any design, any mistake.
Yeah. Oh, how fun. Love it,
Yeah.
love it. So there's a lot of questions on here. They really want to know what brand your hair color is. What is your
Mm.
shadow color, which I guess is your base color? And
Ooh.
so I don't know if you want to elaborate a little bit about your hair again.
Yeah, actually, I don't know what brand because it was at the hairdresser, so I don't know like what they use, but um, I am going to post a video on my YouTube channel about it because they did film the entire process, and I asked them for the clips. So I'm still waiting. I think I got half of them, so I'm still waiting for the other half, and then as soon as I get it, I'm just gonna put it up there. I think you might be able to see the brand, um, but it's so funny. It looks like marmalade, like jam almost. It's
Yeah.
very gel like actually. It's not like a hair color. It's almost like you can pull it aside, like you have getting those little strings. Like it's very very weird.
Huh.
Yeah, but I don't have the name, but hopefully it will be. You will be able to see it in my video. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the behind the scenes of what makes you who you
Yeah.
are today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Um, So Rebecca's on here and they wanted to know again about your brushes and stuff. And so we want to post the link in the comments of where they can go to look at your
Mm.
brushes and purchase them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's lightelegance.com. They're in there. Just search for brush and you will find it.
Yeah. So in the
Mm-hmm.
comments, I will put your website in there.
Yeah.
We'll put your Instagram on there, which probably everybody's already a follower. And in fact, on your YouTube, I think when I asked for your bio, which, you guys know that these tech talks take time to set up. We actually set these up like a couple months in advance. We have to
Oh
work
yeah.
around the special guest schedule, my schedule, and then the
Mm-hmm.
timing because we're in different countries and stuff. And so
Yeah.
at that time, you had 41,000 subscribers on your YouTube, and today I
Mm.
checked it, and you add another 10,000 to that is about where
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, and
How
I mean
exciting.
it's a lot thanks to Susie, of course. I think I started with about 42. So I think yeah, just doing the video with Susie added another 10,000, which is amazing. So I'm super, grateful about that.
And Susie's on with us today, so she
Oh
actually just
yay!
heard you say that. So hi,
Ah,
Susie.
hi Susie. We're actually gonna hang out in Orlando, so I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be
Well, a
fun.
whole bunch of people said they're going to see you in Orlando, so I have a feeling
Yeah.
you're going to be hanging out with a whole lot of our members. And how much fun is that you get to not only work, meet all these people, put a face to them, which is what
Yeah.
I like to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
hang out with Susie. Susie and I were actually messaging the other day, and I can't make it to the Vegas show because I'm in a
Oh.
wedding the same weekend.
Oh.
And I was really bummed because that's the one I wanted to go to. And I
Yeah.
can't make it to Orlando. I am going to be in Utah in September, but my goal is to go international. A lot of our members are from the UK, so I have a feeling that's
Mm.
probably where I'll end up sometime next year, but I want to tie
Yeah.
it around to a show
Yeah.
and make it a tax write-off as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do nail stars on a cruise, the cruise with the nail stars
Mm-hmm.
in November. Have you ever done anything like that where you've gone on a cruise and taught that way?
No, I haven't. I was asked to do it maybe 1 or 2 years ago, but I wasn't able to attend. But yeah, it does seem like a fun event and a fun way to teach.
Yeah. I'm excited because when we go to trade shows, it's it's not one-on-one,
Yeah.
unless you pay for it. But you take that knowledge from that few hours of the one day or the 2 days and you run with it and you learn from so many different educators
Mm.
that it's like, did I learn that with this product or this product? You wish you could videotape your entire
Mm.
experience. So when you get home and back to reality, you can remember it all and,
Yeah,
take
yeah,
notes, write it all down. And so I think the idea of doing this, it's a little bit more limited on how many people you're teaching and all that. So I'm
yeah.
really excited to try this platform because one, I've never been on a cruise. I've been on some yachts and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to do that. But out of all the places that you teach and that you've traveled to teach, what's your favorite platform? Do you like the one-on-ones? Do you like to stay home? Do you like the traveling and the shows?
I like the shows the most, I think, because you get the interaction and a more relaxed conversation, I would say, with the followers that come up and want to just say hi. I love the classes as well, but it's more of a monologue in some ways because I do, I talk a lot. I want to explain a lot, so it's more of a monologue, and then of course I walk around and help. But I love to have that just kind of casual conversation at the shows. I really do enjoy that.
Yeah, I call it
Yeah.
chaos. It's loud. There's
Yeah,
people everywhere, but I
yeah,
love it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
that,
It's fun.
I can't say it's organized chaos. It's just chaos.
Yeah,
And I love
it's
it. I'm
fun.
like you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
So you're going to be in Vegas at the end of June. Are you going to offer some one-on-ones available where people can sign up to kind of meet with you as well, or is it just going to be through the trade show workshops that they can see you?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have 2 days of workshops, and then I'm gonna be at the show. So if they want to see me do demos one on one, they can do it at the show for sure.
Yeah. So how do you keep up with salon nails and all this travel that you do, and your mom, and you're
Yeah.
a longtime, girlfriend?
Yeah.
So how do you balance all your family when you travel like that as well?
Well, eh, I have very understanding clients, and I've been very clear with how my life is right now. So just kind of at the beginning of the year, I just sent everyone a message saying that this is what my year is going to look like. I'm going to travel a lot. You need to have a backup always because I'm not going to be able to do your nails every single month. So if you are game with that, you are more than welcome to come see me. But they know that I'm not working as the regular type of nail tech. I work with social media. I work with marketing, and their nails are part of that marketing plan. So they know that I use them for content. And as soon as, as long as they're game with that, I'm fine. But yeah, and then, I have a very understanding boyfriend, and, my parents are amazing as well. So, and I think the hardest part is actually my dog because he hates it when I travel, and he gets so sad. And so I think that's the hardest part with it all.
Yeah. And thank goodness that you have that foundation of support because if not, you would probably pull yourself back and
Yeah.
say, I need to do this. And so having that foundation of support helps you to grow and all of that. So that's so
Mm.
wonderful to have that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. So Linda says that you also need to have a gel color line named after you. And so if you
Yeah.
did, what colors would you have? Let's pick three. What three
Mm.
colors would be in your gel color line? And would you be one to name them crazy names, or would you just say pink, purple, blue?
No, I would say that, my brushes are called Swirly and Fluff Daddy and Little
Yeah.
Fluff. They would probably have funny names. I would definitely have a mauve and like a pinkish mauve. I would have light gray and like a something more of a mauve, but probably more towards maybe brownish purple. I'm sucker for, well, Light Elegance. They laugh at me because they know what I love, and they call it muddy or putty colors. So muddy colors. That's what I like, and they always know when they put down, one of the muddy colors into a collection. They know that I'm gonna use it. So
Oh, I love it. Which
yeah.
is so fun to know because you go for more of these neutral colors, but yet we would think that you would go for more of the vibrant, vivacious
Mm-hmm.
colors. So once again, it shows the core of who you
Mm.
are.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it, love it.
yeah,
Well, Celina, we've been on for over an hour,
yeah,
and obviously I could talk to you for a lot more than that, but I respect your time and all of that. I
yeah.
can't thank you enough for not only sharing you and your personal life with us, but sharing your business and your vlogs and all of that as
Oh
well.
yeah, thank
You're
you.
such an inspiration to all of us, and I can't wait just to continue being a part of your world online.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, thank you for having me. And I'm just so grateful for everyone that wants to actually look at my life, and look at my videos and my pictures. I mean, I'm super grateful. And I know it's very cliche, but still, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all you amazing people out there.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Mhm.
And I love that you're real. You're just
Yeah,
truly real and grounded. And so you're going to have to give your mom and dad a big hug from all of us and say thank
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. Do you want to say hi to Martin? He's right
Yes,
here.
yes.
Okay, let me see if I can get it. Martin, Martin, come, come. No, come. He's like sleeping. He's like, no, what the fuck?
He's going to be camera
Martin,
shy.
come. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he's gonna go. Okay,
It's like
Martin,
my
come.
hair is not done right.
Oh, exactly. Ooh, he's a little bit tired, I think. Here's
Oh
Martin.
my goodness.
Yeah, he's.
Hi.
So yeah,
Aw.
he's my
Hi.
work buddy. He's been actually with me to work today. So he's been assisting me at work.
Oh,
So yep.
he's precious. And what was
Yeah,
his name again?
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in Swedish, Martin.
See, exactly. Oh my gosh. I wish that I'm gonna have to take some sort of classes to train myself of how to, I don't know,
Yeah,
twirl the tongue, I guess.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, Selena, thanks again for
Yeah,
sharing you and your life with us. We appreciate
yeah,
you,
thank
and
you.
we'll continue to, as I say, stalk you all over social media, but follow you
Yeah, yeah,
because you are an inspiration. And thanks for sharing all your knowledge with us and your
yeah.
time today. So,
Of
everyone,
course.
thank you. I'm sorry that we weren't able to go through every comment like what we normally do, but obviously we'll watch this on replay. And if you're watching this on replay, join in like you're having the conversation, and we'll be able to answer any questions that you have and all of that.
Yeah,
And all right. Well, I
yeah,
appreciate you very much and thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Have
Well,
a
okay,
great day.
yeah, you too. I'll talk to you soon. Okay,
Okay.
bye.